Good evening, or no, sorry, it's not good evening, is it? It's good afternoon. It's Merry Christmas. I'm so used to opening the live stream with good evening, just muscle memory. Happy Christmas, everyone. How are you all doing? As you can tell, I got a new cap for Christmas, amongst other things, and I'll tell you all about that as we go along. But let's keep with the tradition around these parts and see who was first in and how many we've got in and who's in and all that sort of stuff. I see there's 74 souls on board at the moment. We got Mark Kerno first in, then Rob Bald, Sean House, Rent to Kill, Peter Collins, David James, Dogfather 61, Anton, Malcolm Spillett, Peter Nicholson, Calby and the Rocco Cat. And scrolling down, I can see we got Johnny Random, Cylon Hybrid, Malcolm Spillett, Stratboy 999, sometimes Dim Never Thin. Eric Luttinger is in, so is Super Tank Savvy 64, Franco 32, Reese. I hope that's the correct pronunciation, saying he loves the Christmas Day beer o'clock stream. Well, I like doing it as well, mate. Excuse me. Ian Clark and Dave Fiendish. Dr. Gomez is in, so is Deco Dude, Chip Young, Grandpa Joe, 8 a.m. in New York City. What a great way to start this day. Enjoy and be merry and safe. New year of John Robson videos is starting soon. Cheers to all. It is indeed, mate. Do you think I should keep the cap for wearing the videos? Just, it just might, or does it make me look too much like that Justin bloke? Anyway, there's Craig Stamen, Michael Cole, Simon M. The Lamb is in. So is Phil B, Gary Shaw, Relaxing Meditation, Chris Ottewell, Phil B, David Mitchell is there, Maria Davies, Malcolm Thompson, Matt Churchill, Johnny Random's in, I've already said that, Pete Benoit is in, Vincent Brennan, Emergency Remedial Truth, saying happy holiday or bar humbug, leaving no one out. Stuart Young is there, so is Colin Falcon, Brad Dowell, Andreas Lundell, Mickey Walnuts, Ben Allmark is in. So let's scroll down a bit further. There's Steve Cassidy guitar. Nice to see you, mate. We got Mick McG68, Dave Allsop, Ian Stewart, and we've got Cool Cat. We've got Michael Purcell saying I'm not in focus. Well, are you sure that's not your eyes, mate? Then let's have a look. Michael Beliveau, 60s man, Dennis Flock, and I believe that's it. If I've missed anyone out, then I do apologise. In case anybody's interested, I'm foregoing the usual Heineken or strong 5% lager because this is very much a long-term thing today. I'm on the Theakston's Best Bitter, which is pretty much the definition of a session ale. I'm just going to top myself up. I've got a big old jug of it here, ready for top-ups. Yeah, it's pretty much the definition of a good session beer because it tastes like a really, really nice full-bodied beer, but it's only like 3-point-something%. So, you can drink it all day without becoming comatose by, 1 o'clock in the afternoon or around about now. I've been, if I'm looking a little bit flushed, it's because we started early today. Yes, 5:30, the alarm went off, and immediately it was out with the gunfire, which for those of you who didn't have an education at a naval college, gunfire is tea or coffee, depending on your preference, laced with strong dark rum. And there was a couple of those went down the hatch before the sun was even over the horizon, and that's sort of been the theme of the day so far, and will continue to be so. I'm going to take it a bit careful because I've got a Christmas dinner to cook later on. Where would we be without the air fryer? Is all I'm going to say on that score. So yes. Got myself a new cap off the lovely wifey. Don't know if you've seen a show on Discovery Plus, Vinnie Jones. Vinnie Jones in the Country, the footballer and movie star. It's basically just a fly on the wall kind of thing, and it's very entertaining. It's a bit like Clarkson's Farm, but a lot more sweary, and yeah, and he's got a mate. Vinnie Jones has got a mate on that show called Wobbly, who wears a cap like this, and you know, I thought, that looks really rare. That's a fetching looking cap. So I ended up getting one. Then my mate, who's visiting here at the moment, got me this T-shirt. I don't know if you can see. Let's have a look. With a body like this, who needs hair? Indeed. So, Ian Clark, what are you saying there, mate? Let's put you up on the screen. Northerner with a flat cap and a lurcher. I believe the YouTube niche is available. Should be perfect for you, indeed. Yeah, I am living up to the stereotype a little bit, aren't I? You know, it's the Andy cap thing, isn't it? All I need to do now is start getting some racing pigeons, and I'm there. So indeed, yeah. What else did Santa bring? Well, there's many bottles of rather nice malt whiskey, which means that you know, I'm not going to be short of a nightcap for a little while. That's the great thing, isn't it? You know, you can you can say, well, you know, I don't drink midweek. I don't usually drink, but I often have a nightcap, because they don't count. If you call it a nightcap, it doesn't count. Colin Fulton saying, you just need some pink glasses and you could pass for Steve Cassidy guitar. Yeah, he's got rather more hair all over the place than I have, and slightly less number of chins. Yes, when they were handing out chins, I thought they said gins, and I ordered a double. There you go. The old ones are the best. Malcolm Spillett saying haven't got any guitar related presents yet. Well, there's always time. Neither have I. Come to think of it, I don't think. No, I've got the cap, I've got the whiskey, I've got the T-shirt, new dressing gown, because my old one was basically, you know, well, I think my old dressing gown predates the birth of YouTube. It's that old. I'm being serious there. I've had it like easily 20 odd years. So it was about time for a new one. And yes, and various other bits and pieces as well. But it's to me, to be honest with you, Christmas isn't necessarily about the kind of the gifts and the presents. It's just about the being able to get up on a morning and think, do you know what I've got to do today? Absolutely nothing. I can sit down and I can watch some stuff on TV, and I can just put my feet up. I can have a beer or several beers and just chill out. There was a mate of mine turned up yesterday, you know, because he always kind of pops around, usually kind of either Christmas Eve or a couple of days before. And his day today is like a military operation. He's got a kind of ferry, you know, is this relative to here and that relative to there. Then he's got to go and visit these people, and then he's got to go and pick someone up from that location there. And then he's kind of buzzing about all over the place. He's basically a glorified unpaid taxi driver all day. And, you know, and by about 7, 8 o'clock tonight, he can finally sit down and have a beer, you know, and you think, yeah, I'm glad I'm me. I'm glad I don't have to do that. It's, you know, it's all about just the chilling out and the relaxing, and that's what we're going to be doing. Got a Bond movie scheduled for this afternoon. Watched the new Mission Impossible movie yesterday. What's it? The Dead Reckoning. Not bad. About an hour too long. I'm going to kind of go into my film critic mode here. About an hour too long, that latest Tom Cruise Mission Impossible film. They really did find every excuse to throw in a car chase, and a car chase that would go on for about 20 minutes, you know, and milk it. It could have easily been about an hour shorter. But you know, it wasn't, and that's, you know, but it passed the afternoon. Maria Davies is saying, did Dougal have his doggy selection box from Santa? Yes, he's got some doggy sausages. He's even got a bottle of doggy wine. It's called. When the wife does the market on a Friday, there's a lady who runs a pet stall there, and she had some of this this stuff in. It comes in like one of those little miniature wine bottles, and it's called Prosecco. So I don't know what it is. It's probably some kind of festive, beefy, kind of meaty broth for doggies, but it's but it's he'll be getting that later. Oh, Steve Cassidy saying the train scene was decent, bit OTT like, but bra. Yeah, indeed. I think I know what you mean when you say bra, mate. My missus is Canadian, but she's got Scottish parents, so I think I get the translation there. Yeah. Peter Collins is saying, we got our dog some dog beer last summer, tasted horrible. When I was at college, we used to have the Students' Union bar, and the admin officer, Jeff Francis, fantastic bloke, his dog was called Shandy, and Shandy used to kind of wander down into the bar. He was like your typical Heinz 57 mongrel of a dog. There was bits of collie in him, there was bits of Alsatian, there was bits of, it was just typical kind of, mongrel. And Shandy used to come up to the bar and beg for an ashtray full of beer, and then Shandy would lap up his beer and go and curl up on the sofa and sleep and fart, basically. What a great way to spend your life, I have to say. On Road Again is saying, how did you meet your wife if she's Canadian? Merry Christmas and thanks for the videos. Okay, right. My wife's parents emigrated from Scotland to Canada, I think in the 50s, and then had kids over in Canada, one of which was Jackie, and then they retired back over to the UK in the late 80s, and because they had family in this area, this is the part of the country they retired to. And then Jackie, when she was just basically on a whim, I think, followed them back here in like about 92 or 93. And that was, and sort of settled here, made a life for herself, got a job. And then we met in 98. So that's the long and the short of it, really. Colin Falcon, mate. Yes, we watched the exact same movie last night, Die Hard. Yippee-ki-yay, mudder fudder. Yes, indeed. It's not Christmas until Alan Rickman's fallen off the side of the building, is it? Then was it Nakatomi Plaza or something? Did I hear a rumor a little while ago, by the way, that movie was the book that it's adapted from? I can't remember the name of the book, but it was Frank Sinatra who bought the rights to that book, and he was going to be playing like the Bruce Willis character, but it just kind of didn't go anywhere. And by the time a studio was kind of interested in investing in it, Frank Sinatra was a bit too long in the tooth to play that kind of character. I don't know if that's true. I just kind of heard that. Maybe it's an urban myth, but it sounds like the kind of things that could be plausible, shall we say? Oh, Malcolm Spillitoff, well, have a great Christmas, and I would say we'll see you all on the next one, but I'm sure we'll see you before that. Just to remind you that the next time you're going to see this, any fresh content featuring this rather flushed and beery face coming down the YouTube webcam, will be Monday, the 1st of January, so a week today. No live stream this coming Friday. Give me 1 week off a year, and as I say, no videos between Christmas and New Year. I do take this time off because it's family. It's kind of just downtime, and it is what it is. So normal service will be resumed, as I say, on New Year's Day. GRB Aquatics, what you saying there, mate? For some reason, my local TV channel played The Blues Brothers as a Christmas Eve movie. So happy they did. Awesome. Yeah, that's a great film. I haven't seen that in many a year. Maria Davis is saying, yeah, the story about Die Hard is true. Thanks for confirming that. Nice one. It just makes you think, what kind of movie would it have been if with Frank Sinatra as John McClane? That's a movie we're going to be watching later, actually, talking about Frank Sinatra. Christmas isn't Christmas without a good old cheesy kind of World War II movie. Great Escape or Ice Cold in Alex or something like that. So this year it's the turn of Von Ryan's Express. That's what we're going to be that's what we're going to be watching. I don't know, at some point over the next day or two. That's the other great thing about Christmas, isn't it? You can just watch what you want to watch, and you don't have to take any notice of the TV schedules, which I have to say this year are particularly dire. There's just. Do you remember? For those of us in the UK, this will be, kind of a certain age. This will be a particular memory. You used to go out and buy the Radio Times or the TV Times, or do you remember when you used to have to go out and buy both? Two big bulky magazines to kind of find out the listings for, essentially the 4 TV channels that we had. Because you had the Radio Times, that was BBC, and you had TV Times, which was ITV and Channel 4. And, you used to kind of get your ballpoint pen, your biro, you go through it and circle, oh, yes, we'll watch that, or we'll set the video for that, or we'll do... You just don't do that anymore, do you? It's just, fortunately, we've got Amazon Prime, we've got Netflix, we've got Disney, we've got Discovery. And to be honest, that's most of where my TV comes from. Peter Nicholson, you hit the nail on the head there, mate. Zulu, that's going to be getting watched this year, indeed. Great film. Again, another one I haven't watched in quite a few years. So it's like you're kind of rediscovering it. And when you're watching The Great Escape, every time you watch it, you start thinking, that Steve Queen just might make that jump on the motorbike this time. You might think you're rooting for him. You kind of know he won't, and he never will. But it's just the idea that he might, and well. As I say, maybe one day they'll remake it, and he does. Dr. Gomez won the Italian Job, the original one, I hope you mean, the original one with Michael Caine and Benny Hill, and wasn't Robert Powell in that? Just had like a bit part in it as well, and Noel Coward, as Mr. Bridges, brilliant film. Yeah, that's... Excuse me, I'm just topping the glass up there. Rent to Kill saying, I remember the days of going to Blockbusters and getting a good film on the VHS. Indeed. Yes, that was, Be Kind, Rewind. Do you remember those little stickers they used to put on it? And Chris and Gordon Jackson doesn't say thank you. Yeah, you've got to be a real movie nerd to know what that's about. Yes, when the German guard suspects that he's an escaped prisoner and says good luck, and he goes thank you. Oh, that's brilliant stuff. Let's have a look. The Lamb's giving me a hard time for saying spoilers. Yes, I think we all know how all these films go, Mr. Lamb. A Bridge Too Far is an epic World War II movie. Indeed it is. That was Operation Market Garden, wasn't it? And the Lamb's saying we had one of them fancy VCRs that could scan the barcodes to set the record time. It never worked. No, it never ever worked. Did it? And it was, to be honest with you, it was just you'd set the timer and you kind of knew, you got a feel for like, well, if it's on this channel, you need to give it about 5 minutes, give the timer about 5 minutes before the stated start of it, and then about 10 minutes after, or vice versa. And then the one thing that would kind of chuck a spanner in the works is if the film or whatever it was that you wanted to, kind of record, if there was a snooker match or a football match or something like that that went into extra time, that was on directly before it, you just thought, and you'd kind of miss the end, or you'd miss big lumps of it. Sometimes Dim Never Thin says, I was surprised when I learnt that The Great Escape was 90% true. Yeah, the archaeologists have unearthed the tunnels, Tom, Dick and Harry, at Stalag Luft, whatever camp it was, I forget. But yeah, the tunnels have been excavated and identified, and it's very, very closely based on a true story. GRB Aquatics, Kelly's Heroes is a favourite light-hearted World War II movie. Brilliant. Yes, indeed. Yeah, Donald Sutherland in that as, what's his character called? The hippie tank guy. Absolutely fantastic. Again, required Christmas viewing at least every couple of years. And another one that I like is Where Eagles Dare. Richard Burton, Clint Eastwood, just that epic line, just like, sit down, Colonel. Just brilliant. Broadsword calling Danny Boy. Oddball, thank you, GRB Aquatics. Fantastic. Calby and the Rocco Cat. Always with the negative vibes, Moriarty, indeed. Yes. Let's have a look, see what else we've got to talk about. I remember when videos were a fad. We had one shop in town, Channel 8, named after the channel you switched to on the telly. Dear me, yeah, that was it, wasn't it? With the Ferguson video star, the top loader, indeed. Those were the days. Michael Belliveau, Who Killed Liberty Vance? I know the name of the movie, but it's not a movie I've ever seen. Can you recommend it, mate? Let's have a look, see what we got. What are you talking about there, Lam? It used to annoy me when the BBC would put a film on and then stick the nighttime news right in the middle. 25 minutes of immersion-busting waffle destroys the vibes. Yes. Yeah, and ITV used to do that as well. It was like news at 10 was just an immovable fixture, and they just interrupt the movie for a half-hour news bulletin. It's just ridiculous. But, that's the world we grew up in, when you had like 4 channels, and if you wanted to watch anything that wasn't on those 4 channels, you had to kind of get your hat and coat on and put your shoes on and kind of have a wander down to the shopping precinct to it ended up being Blockbuster, didn't it? But there was do you remember when every little corner shop used to have its own little video library where you could kind of rent videos, and there was always that one shop where you could get some. They would rent you some. What can we call them? Gentlemen's special interest films. You know what I'm saying, lads, don't you? Yeah, those kind of films, and they would always kind of hand them over the counter in like a plain, in a plain case, What we got? The Good, the Bad and the Ugly, says Cal B and the Rocco Cat. Yeah, I don't tend to think of that as a Christmas movie. Good film, good film. Again, watched that many times. I loved all those spaghetti westerns. Smokey and the Bandit. That's got happy childhood memories for me, because when I was a kid, I was into the old Citizens Band, the old CB radio, and Greaseball was my handle back then. So like Smokey and the Bandit did appeal to me for that. Let's have a look. Phil B saying the news break was like an interval at the pictures. Yeah, I suppose it was. I suppose so. But I prefer without it. Oh, Chip Young, good call, mate. Jason and the Argonauts. All that Ray Harryhausen animation. God, I can't tell you how many times I've watched that. And the big bronze guy with the, where the unscrew is the back of his foot and all the steam comes out and he topples over. Remember that scene? 10-4 for a cop. You got your ears on Greaseball. I do indeed, mate. Maybe it was them trying to steal alcohol. Anyway, excuse me. I'm just going to kind of top the beer up. The live stream will last the duration of this pitcher of beer, by the way. So we've got a little while to go yet. Peter Shields, yes, Jungle Book. I don't care that it isn't a Christmas film. The music is simply awesome. And, what was he called? Phil somebody who played Baloo the Bear or did the voice. I want to say Phil Daniels, but it isn't Phil Daniels, is it? And, he had kind of novelty hits, a few like in the 50s or 60s with the Darktown Poker Club and Woodman Spare That Tree. What? Tell me what his name is, somebody. Time to empty that jug. As Aussies posting in USA in 70s, my dad's CB handle was Dingo, and me as a kid was Dingo Pup before Lindy Chamberlain, of course. Ouch. Yes, I think I know the news story you're referring to there, mate. Yes, indeed. Phil Harris. That's it. Phil Harris. I don't know where I got Phil Daniels from. He's the guy who was in Quadrophenia, isn't he? Let's have a look. Scrolling down. Phil Harris. Yes, thank you, everyone. And as I said, John B. Phil Daniels was in the Quadrophenia film. A lot of people talk about Quadrophenia. A lot of people wanted me top 5 movie musicals. Said that they were surprised I didn't pick Quadrophenia. And it was a surprisingly difficult list to narrow down to 5. Maybe there'll be a part 2. There's a certain gentleman in the chat who kind of castigated me for, including the Commitments, because he thinks it doesn't count as a musical, but I do. So there you go. Is your bladder as big as that bowl of beer you have? Remains to be seen, mate. It remains to be seen. Phil, what you saying? Sorry, clicked on the wrong thing there. Let's have a look. Phil B saying, I did a bit of boxing and used to walk out to the theme to Jason and the Argonauts. Do you know, as many times as I've seen that film, I don't think I can call to mind the theme tune. I'll have to watch the film over the holidays and remind myself. Hello. If I drop out, it's just because I've got a notification here that my connection is unstable. Don't know why. No, and it's gone again, so I should be okay. Vincent Brennan, 1 million years BC. I wonder why it was so popular. I wonder indeed. Yes. Raquel Welch prancing around in a rabbit skin bikini. Mickey Walnut is saying no beer today, John. There's the beer. This is the Theakston's I'm on today. Steve Cassidy saying, I was actually impressed with your top 5 musicals, John. Great choices. I almost unsubbed before watching. Why, did you think might be My Fair Lady and Carousel and that kind of thing? What did the lovely Dougal get for Christmas? He got a new toy, a new kind of basically a rubber ring, a rubber hoop that he can chew on, and he can pull on, and he can do all kinds of stuff with. But unfortunately, he saw me bringing it in the house, and he had it before Christmas, so therefore he got it before Christmas, and it didn't last till Christmas before it was essentially shredded. Looked like being put through a wood chipper. But as well as that, he got some Prosecco, and he got some special doggy sausages and all kinds of, basically lots and lots of things that he can chew on and eat and play with. Some new Kong balls, which they say they're indestructible. They're not. They just take him a bit longer than like a regular tennis ball or something. So, we'll be kind of throwing those around at some point in the backyard later on today. And, the thing is for him, every day is Christmas Day. He's spoiled. John B. saying, I found a 59 Gibson Les Paul in my Christmas stocking. Really, mate? Well, aren't you the lucky chap? Cylon Hybrid saying, will that plaster be off before the new year? It's not a plaster, mate. I'll show you what it is. I can take it off to kind of to clean it. So it's there. It is, and it just fastens on with Velcro like this, and that's it. And it's like sort of plastic coated cotton that comes in a sheet, and they kind of put it in hot water, makes it all malleable, and then they fit it to your hand. The reason it's there is to stop me from, I'll show you on this hand because I don't want to show you on this hand. It's to stop me doing that with my fingers, which will apparently destroy the repair that they've done to the top joint on my finger. And I have to keep it elevated, apparently. I don't know why that's the case, but apparently I do. So hence the sling. I take the sling off when I'm in the shower and tape a plastic bag over the splint. I take the sling off when I'm in bed. But I'm doing like exercises, which I've got. I'm about half an hour away from another set of exercises that I have to do with it. So like exercises that I have to do with my fingers every couple of hours, and just to get the mobility back into like this one particular finger that was damaged. And they're saying 6 weeks till the from the date of the surgery to get the splint off. And it's 3 weeks today. I had the surgery 3 weeks today, so I'm kind of halfway there. So add another 3 weeks, and this will be coming off, and then I can start tentatively starting to play again, hopefully. So there you go. John, I heard you not need that sling for weeks, just dodging the dishes. Well, there may be some element of truth in that. It certainly got me out of putting the decorations up this year. Let's have a look, see what else has been going on while I've been blethering. Let's have a look. A miniature Les Paul, was it, mate? Indeed. Anton saying, how painful is your finger? It looks bad with a pin through the nail. Hope speedy recovery, mate. Do you know what? This doesn't hurt at all. This does not. There is absolutely no pain whatsoever. But I am kind of suffering a little bit because about 10 years ago, I had a nasty do with sciatica. Like, woke up one morning and just like pain from the crown of my head all the way down the left-hand side of my body down to my calf. Could barely move, and it was a trapped nerve. Anyway, did some physiotherapy and got it sorted out, and and exercises and stuff, and it went. But I don't know whether some kind of subtle thing that I'm doing with my posture because of this, or whatever it is. But that sciatica has come back. Not as bad as it was originally, but enough to kind of, be quite literally a pain in the ass, because that's where it kind of manifests itself. So I'm just getting hot water bottles and Nurofen at the moment. Well, and various forms of painkiller, none of which on the box say avoid alcohol. That's a deal breaker, really. Dr. Gomez is saying you have to get your calluses built up again. They're actually still pretty much intact, just kind of feeling the ends of these fingers with these fingers. I've still got the the kind of the rough skin there. Hopefully the thick skin there. I think it takes, once you've built that kind of thick layer of skin up there, for as many years as I've been playing, I think it's going to take longer than a few weeks for it to just kind of go away. Oh, GRB Aquatics, you told that one the other day. Let's go for it again. A pirate walks into a bar with a big ship's wheel down his pants. The bartender says, "Excuse me, sir, do you know you have a big ship's wheel down the front of your pants?" And the pirate replies, "It's driving me nuts." Yes, indeed. Yes. It was on Friday. You're all coming out with these kind of really sort of jokes that are so cheesy they're actually brilliant. And I was speculating then, have you what you've been doing? I've been opening the Christmas crackers early and stealing the jokes. Time for another top up. I think it goes down really, really nice, this Theakston's. There we go. And there are many, 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 many kegs of it in the backyard still to get through. John B saying sciatica can cause a pain in the backside. Literally, indeed, it can. Chris Otterwell saying could have been worse. Could have been your right hand. All sorts of problems then. I don't know if you're alluding to something maybe a little bit risky there, but I did do my right hand. Gosh, when would it have been? It was when Middlesbrough General Hospital was still open, and that's well over 20 years ago. You wouldn't believe it to look at me now, but I used to be quite the gym enthusiast. I was in the gym about 4 times a week, doing weights and cardio and stuff. Anyway, I was bench pressing, and as I was racking the weights back up, this little finger kind of got caught underneath the barbell as I was putting it back on the rack, and broke it. And went to the hospital. They strapped it all up, and it was basically like this, but a version of this that you would have got 20 years ago. Strapped up like this, and I was in my gym gear. I didn't have my wallet on me or anything like that, and they prescribed some painkillers and antibiotics, and and I said, well, I can't pay for the prescription. I haven't got my wallet on me or anything. Can I pick these up from my local pharmacy? Oh no, you have to get them from here because your local pharmacy won't have these in stock. Okay, but I can't pay for them. Right, well, you'll have to sign to to kind of this thing, and then we'll send a bill to you. Okay, but I can't sign because my right hand's kind of tied up. Well, sign with your left hand then. So have you ever tried doing your signature with the wrong hand? And it looked like a 3-year-old had been kind of doodling, or and she looked at it and says, "Is that your usual signature, Mr. Robson?" Oh, give me a break, you know. GRB Aquatic saying 5'19" and a gym enthusiast. You must have been scary. Well, you know, I don't know. It's hard to gauge that kind of thing, isn't it? When, but you know, it was just like 20 years ago. I was in my early 30s, and you know, and that big number was on the horizon, 4 and 0. You know, and it was my manifestation of a midlife crisis. But once you pass it, it's crazy. Once I got past that age, it was like, yeah, I can't be bothered anymore. So I just kind of went back to my default setting of beer, curry, and you know, kind of couch potato. What you're saying there, Anton? Surprised you didn't get age checked too, John. Fair enough, mate. Let's put you up on screen, Vincent. A few years ago, my wife was carrying out a medical visit. On the wall of the house was a ship's wheel. She heard a noise coming from it. Guy got it inspected. A huge bug living inside it for years. Oh dear, mate, that's not the sort of thing you want to share your house with, is it? We've had a little visitor lately. We've had a varmint in our kitchen, little Mickey Mouse running about, and yeah, you want to see the bloody mess he's made of where he's tunneled through from next door under the skirting boards, because like that kind of side of the house adjoins with like an adjoining property which is empty at the moment and has been for a while, and there's mice got in there and they've come into our house, and yeah, and we've put traps down. We started off with the humane traps, which the mouse would, you know, very, very kind of inconsiderately shove out of the way. Then we started what we thought, right, well, let's not be quite so kind to the little critter. And we got some of the kind of, you know, spring-loaded wallop you dead kind of traps. No, would shove those out of the way as well. The little sacks of poison that you put down, we tried those next, and you know, and apparently it says on the packet, you know, ultra palatable to rodents. No, not this rodent. He would just kick them out of the way. And so then we thought, to hell with this. Everywhere where we've seen evidence of the mouse coming through from next door, we've put rodent mesh down and wire wool, because they can't chew through that, and they can't chew through the wire mesh, and jobs are good. That's been you know, it's been clear ever since. So apparently I'm out of sync with some people. Well, that might be the Theakstons. Some people are saying get a cat. Yes, a cat and Dougal. That would we'd have no house left. There would be breakages. Richard Faulkner's here saying, hi John, happy Christmas. Just found your channel by luck. You taught me how to play guitar back in 1995-ish. I still remember those lessons. Best wishes. Well, nice to have you on board, mate. Thank you. Thanks for turning up. Oh, Mark Kerno for Zoe's Place. Thank you, mate. I will make sure that full $4.99 goes to them. YouTube take a third of that, but I'll make that up because you're a gentleman and a scholar, sir. Thank you so much. Steve Cassidy saying press F5. I'm not sure what that means, but if pressing F5 is the thing to do, then press F5. John B. saying, you still look like a very strong man to me. Much respect. Well, thank you, mate. Thank you. It's just, you know, there are times, you know, when I wonder as I'm walking down the street the next day, which bit of me is going to kind of drop off or stop working or, you know, basically kind of start malfunctioning. But, you know, somehow or other, I think I managed to soldier on. As long as I've got me beer and me guitar and, you know, a couple of hours in front of the TV on a night and, you know, a curry once a week, then, you know, you can say that maybe I need to broaden my horizons, but that is for me, as broad as they need to be, frankly. That's all I really do. that's my life's kind of work, really. Andreas Lundell is saying Christmas curry for dinner today, maybe. No, we had curry last year, and we've decided just to go for once, go all traditional. So we're having roast chicken, which isn't quite traditional. I know you're supposed to have turkey, but I don't like turkey. I find turkey is just like kind of if you kind of take chicken and dry it out and make it kind of less tasty, then that's what turkey tastes like. So we've got a chicken. Let's run through it. It's going to be roast chicken, stuffing, pigs in blankets, honey glazed carrots, peas, roast potatoes, and Yorkshire puddings and gravy. And then we've got a nice big cheesecake for afters, because I don't like Christmas pudding either. Steve Cassidy is saying F5 refreshes the page. You can trust me, I'm an expert when it comes to live streaming. Fair enough. I didn't know F5 was page refresh. You learn something new every day. Favorite blues guitar: Les Paul, SG, Telestrat, etc. It's going to be between a Les Paul and a Telecaster for me. Am I allowed to say twin humbucker Telecaster? No Sprouts, Maria Davis. Sprouts are the work of Beelzebub. Have you ever noticed how everybody that says they love Brussels sprouts always talks about, well, I love Brussels sprouts when you put kind of roasted chestnuts and kind of smoky, crispy bacon in with them and butter and everything. So what you're doing is you're taking the sprouts, which taste awful, frankly, and then you're combining that with loads of things that taste nice, and and saying, I love the taste of sprouts. No, you love the taste of the stuff that you put in to kind of disguise the minging taste of the sprouts. That's basically what that's all about. So no, we don't bother with sprouts. Sprouts are just unexploded body burps. Right, I think this is going to be possibly the last top-up of the glass. And, yeah, this is going to be millimetre perfect. And, excuse me, I can't even lift this one. Right, chaps. This is the length of time we've got left on the live stream. Robert Bald is saying, sprouts are nice as long as they aren't boiled to a pale and tortured death. I think that's supposed to be. I think that might colour my opinion on sprouts, actually, because my mother used to, when she, how they say that your mother's cooking is always the best cooking. Anyone that says that has never ever met my mother. She used to put sprouts in boiling water for about 25 minutes with a teaspoonful of bicarbonate of soda in them to make them even more mushy. So she was. That may just be what kind of coloured my impression of sprouts. And the other thing I used to dread it when I would come home from school and Anton, thank you so much, mate. Thank you, mate. You're a gentleman, sir. I used to come home from school, 9, 10, 11-year-old, and as soon as I opened the front door and the house smelled of this greasy turnip-tinged steam, I thought, oh, God, she's had the pressure cooker on again. And you knew that for your evening meal, you were getting served this watery, greasy, gristly kind of flavourless kind of gruel. Oh, dear me, no. So that we don't own a pressure cooker for that reason. And this is a little Christmas story I'm going to tell you now, because we like happy endings at Christmas, don't we? And I can tell you a story now that, for the gentleman concerned, did have, I imagine, a happy ending. Many years ago, about, I guess, let's call it about thick end of 20 years ago. No, it'll have been about 2006, I think it was. With our, not Dougal and not Taylor, the dog before that, but we had a dog before Taylor called Cassie, little border collie. And I used to take her up into the sand dunes in Redcar, because Redcar, for those of you who don't know, is on the seaside, and the sand dunes there. And it's, the further north you go towards the mouth of the river, the sand dunes get bigger and kind of wilder, and you could like film Lawrence of Arabia in there. You could hide a house in there, big dips and big peaks and what have you. And I'm throwing the ball for the dog, and we crested the top of one of these sand dunes and go down into it, and there's a little bloke sat on like a little tuffet of grass in the sand dunes. And how can I put this? He's administering some self-love. He's having a fine old time with himself, and he's going to town. And I think he was towards the shorter strokes, because he couldn't stop initially, and kind of everything down by his ankles, and really pounding away and going for it. And we handled it in the most British of ways. I said to him, "You all right, mate? Aye, not so bad. Not a bad day. Aye, could be worse." And by that time, I'd gone past, and we'd kind of moved on. The amazing thing was, though, that he decided to make a day out of it. He had made himself a little Tupperware box of sandwiches, and he'd got a little tartan thermos flask there. He was, this was obviously his big day out, and you can imagine he'd got the date circled on the calendar. And, yes, indeed. So there is, I tried tagging the location on Google Earth, but it wouldn't let me. So there you go. I've been getting asked to relate that story on the live stream for quite some time now, and today I've had enough beer to tell you about it. But yes, that is. I think I've won the bet now. I don't need to tell that one anymore. But yes, that is just one of those little stories that always tickles me whenever I think about it. Another one is, no, I won't go there. Maria Davis is saying, "Happy Christmas, everyone. Eat, drink, and be merry." Fun fact about sprouts is that they've genetically engineered them to make them less bitter over the last 20 years. Peter Shields is saying, "World class, that one, John." Well, thank you, mate. Let's have a look, see what else we've got to talk about in the dying minutes. On Road Again is saying, "What present did you get the wife, John?" I got her a nice kind of jewellery kind of presentation box kind of thing, because she loves jewellery. She makes jewellery, and kind of got a nice high-end jewellery box, jewellery display case, I guess you'd call it. Some opal earrings, and some jelly bean flavoured lip balm, because she likes jelly beans and she likes lip balm, so combine those two. And a heated beanie hat for when she's doing the market. And what else was it? Oh yeah, some kind of a very practical thing, some magnifying goggles for when she's doing fine work on the jewellery. And let's have a look, see what else we got. Lam's off to go and pick up the wife from work. Great Christmas live stream. Lamb will be on at 6 o'clock if anyone's at a loose end then. Ian Stewart saying, thanks, John. Top show with great chat. All the best to you. My turkey break is ready. Well, you're off then, are you, mate? And I think I'm seeing a lot of people kind of hitting the exit now because I've got to go and do other stuff. So I won't take up any more of your time on this fine Christmas day. And frankly, chaps, what goes in has to come out at some point. And so we'll wrap it up there. Thank you once again for turning up and watching a fat, bald, slightly drunken northern fella with too many chins and not enough hair talking absolute cobblers this wonderful Christmas day. I'll keep on doing it till you're sick of me. But for now, time, gentlemen, please, and Merry Christmas.